Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Speedrun The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX No Save and Quit. I'm your host Relax7, and in this episode we're going to be making our way to Dungeon 2. Hopefully this will actually be, our videos will start to get shorter. There's not too much to go over in the split, so you got the instrument from D1. D1, we exit, go this way, get some diagonal jumps. Remember about diagonal jumping, it's faster. Saves a few frames every time you do it. Same thing, we cancel the text as fast as we can. Alright, here you want to face. I like to face left, have my sword out, and stand right around here, kind of like be essentially wall clipped into these flowers. Your goal is to kill as many enemies in this room as you can, preferably all three, because this is actually going to play a factor into our piece of power routing. So I only killed 2, so I know right now I need to kill an extra enemy. Kill. Alright. You can cancel that text with B, and then whenever you want to swing your sword, jump while you're doing it, because then you won't get stuck. So, when you enter the forest, jump face down, or you can jump face left if you want. I face down, that's a little bit easier to do. Just charge your sword, kill both those guys. If you're really behind on kills, you can kill this guy with the charged sword, maybe one of those. In that screen, you want to jump and hold your sword to the right. You want to kill these two guys. This one, you want to jump and face down, charge your sword. You can do all that while moving. So this room would look something like. Oops. You do have to face down because it'll be very gross if you don't. Then you want to jump and release your sword there. Well, actually, my piece of power is slightly messed up right now. So we're gonna talk about acorns real quick. If you follow my piece of power route, typically piece of power will spawn right here, or acorn will spawn here or here. Acorns only spawn if you go 10 enemies without taking any damage. I'm not sure why that one's there. If an enemy drops an acorn, it does not count for piece of power. So this kill right here did not increment our piece of power counter, which we're trying to get to 30 right now. So just keep that in mind. That's actually part of this route, is to see an acorn. If you take a hit in the Moblin fight, we'll see an acorn a little bit later. Since I was 1 behind on my piece of power count, I want to kill 1 extra enemy in here. If you do everything perfectly, you can just skip these guys. Alright. When you do this room, you want to get a wall clip going on in these trees. It makes this trick a lot easier. Jump to the right, jump up and right, and hold up. You want to skip that heart piece if you can, because it'll waste like 3 seconds, so something like that. A little tricky to get used to. Just know that you can like move up for a little bit. I fail at that before you jump, and you can make that jump. Alright, moving on. Jumping wherever possible, save some frames. We're going to enter the Moblin Cave while holding up, left, and jump. There's 1 text box here, so you cancel that text box with your sword, and your sword will be out. Spin, and then kill that guy. When that door opens, you want to jump, and then you want to face down. Just trust me on the facing down thing. And your goal is to kill as many guys with as few sword spins as possible. Sometimes you do need to kill just 1 at a time. Sometimes that happens too. But your goal, you really have to react to the RNG wherever possible. So there you go. It's rare if you can kill all 4 of them at the same time. That's very atypical. This is the boss. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna face whichever way he's facing. So if he's looking left, you're gonna face left. It's gonna be how this fight always starts. Hold out your sword, kind of face up here. Wait for him to charge, spin, and then swing your sword at him a few more times. Same thing here. Wait for him to charge, spin. I failed the whole fight. Okay. You want to get 3 single hits on him. And then there you go. You ideally want to 2-cycle this boss every time. I recommend manipulating him in the upward direction, although you'll see me manipulate him down because that's just what I learned. But if you manipulate him up, you have a lot less, you have a lot more room for error. Alright, so I'll do that fight one more time. He's RNG with how long it takes for him to charge. I didn't get 3 hits on him, it's not the end of the world. You can still kill him. Alright. Just gonna let that room play out. We're gonna get Bow Wow, and then just walk right out of here. If you took a hit during the Moblin fight, you'll see an acorn pop up over here. So making sure you jump to save frames. All right, we're gonna do something called flock skip. So it looks like this. You have to jump on this pit, get a wall clip going on. Doesn't need to be perfect, but you do need to be as far into the wall as you possibly can. So what? Let me demonstrate the trick real quick, and then you're through. So it works like this. So you get a wall clip. In the screen, I like to test to see whether if you hold up and left, whether or not you're still moving forward a little bit. If that's the case, walk as close to the rock as you can, and then hold up and left. But just make sure when you end up touching the rock that you are holding up and left. And then you'll kind of like clip into the rock, cancel the text with B, and then kind of just like wiggle out of there. If you get a bad subpixel, this is all subpixel based, and if you don't know what subpixels are, don't even worry, you'll learn to hate them soon. When you test out your movement, sorry about that. If when you test out your movement, you're not moving anywhere when you hold up and left, you can do the trick like this. You jump to the rock and then hold up and left when you touch it. I did not do that properly, and then sometimes that happens. So only do the jump strat if your subpixel is such that when you hold up and left, you're not moving anywhere. You just kind of are stuck. So if you're not stuck, go close to the rock, then hold up and left, cancel the text, and wiggle out. Okay, let's not have that fish being eaten. So you just kind of want to do the screen as fast as you possibly can. You do not want Bow Wow to eat that fish if you can help it. Then you have Bow Wow RNG here. Bow Wow needs to eat a plant in order for you to enter Dungeon 2. So I'm just going to save that here. I'm going to go over briefly about Bow Wow manipulation. So you kind of want to, I prefer to jump up into the left here and then bring just walk wherever Bow Wow will, I saw 2 acorns there, that's very rare. Just walk wherever Bow Wow, in a way that Bow Wow is like on the plants. That'll make him eat it slightly faster. But he is RNG and he can eat up a lot of time if he just does not want to cooperate. And that does happen, that you'll just be sitting there. As of right now, there's no special way to sneak into the dungeon yet. So that's it for this segment. We're gonna get an acorn, which is actually strange, which is very rare in D2. So I wouldn't put that in part of your route. I will see you next time, and we'll go over how to do Dungeon 2.